Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video, we successfully complete our blog post related total CRUD application. How to do this work? I hope that the concept is very clear to you. So right now I do have the three blog posts. Now that is the post data I want to do. I want to visible it in our Frontend. So into the Frontend, first of all, that is our menu. In here I want to create another new route. So let's do that work. For doing this, I want to better close everything. And then I want to go to that our Frontend. That means now we don't need this admin folder. We have to work in our home, and that is our home area. If you go to that our home body, and that is our header. And into this header area, now I want to create another new route. I copy it, and now I want to create this route for our blog. And here I want to paste it. So now that will be as a blog. Okay, I make it as a blog page or blog, whatever you choose. I name it as a blog page. Okay, blog page, and that will be our one of the blog page. I want to create this type of another route, and that should be accessible for our all that user. Is this user is logging or log out, doesn't matter, but that should be loaded for everywhere. So that is the reasons we have to go outside. You can see I have already put this note for you outside of any middleware. And now here I want to better create on the new route. I copy it and I paste it. Now that will be the name will be as a blog post. Here I want to name it as a blog post. Blog page, and that will be by the name. I want to use it as a blog. That will be our URL will be /blog. And in our Frontend controller, I want to create on the new method as a blog page. Okay. Now this type of the method I want to create in our Frontend controller. So now I want to go to that our Frontend controller. Here if you go, that is in our I have created as a Frontend controller, and into this Frontend controller area I want to create after that. Okay, here after that create on the new function that will be the public, and then the function, our function name will be as a blog page. Here I want to simply create it. So now in particular that area I want to return one of the view page. That will be return one of the view, and return view will be like in our home, and then I want to create on the new folder as a blog, and into this area I want to create another new page as a blog or list blog. Okay, list _ blog. This type of one of the page I want to create. So now I want to create it in our view, that means in our home, and into this home folder I want to create on the new folder. Okay, in our home folder I want to create on the new folder as a blog, and into this blog area I want to create on the new file that will be as a blog, this blog.blade.php. Great. So now here everything will be same. If you go to that our about or any other pages, our first of all we have to load that our home master. I copy it. And now I don't need this. I want to go to the list blog page. Here I want to load it, and here I want to make it as a and section. Okay, that will be as a and section. So now that should be a get that our every CSS header footer, right? I hope you already know about this part. Here I want to update our PHP artisan optimize. And now if you go to that our page, I want to refresh it. Here if you click it as a blog, now we successfully loaded our /blog, our header, footer, CSS, JSS, everything is working. So now I want to go to that our design, that is our blog.html, that is in our theme. And after that header, everything I want to take it before this our footer. Okay, and also they have some of this part I will actually load it, but right now there is the footer I want to take it. So let's do that. Or for doing this I want to go to that our backend. That means here in our basic exercise file, and here I want to go to that our Frontend theme, and that is actually one of the page name as a blog.html, right? So now that is the page I want to open it in our sublink text editor area. I want to better open it, and now I want to actually take it. Which part I want to take it after that our header, everything I want to take it. Like that is our mobile menu, and they can see that is our header. I want to simply minimize this header, and after that header, that is actually our breadcrumb. We need this from to this breadcrumb, and before this footer, right? I want to actually minimize all, and you can see that is actually our footer. And now that is actually three of these things I want to simply take it. I copy everything from here. I copy it, and that is our header is ended, and there is a footer after that header, and before this footer I want to take everything. And now I want to add it in particular that position. Okay, here I want to paste it. Great. They have the so many things. Now one by one I will also make it as a very clean, and here that is one of the asset will be needed. That means I hope you already know that will be our font int. So now I want to simply support it. Our asset will be our font int. Here I want to simply cut it and then I paste it. Now if you click as a save all, and now if you go here in this page, I want to refresh our blog page. Now that should be loaded. There is a blog is loaded. You can see our image is not loaded, but rest of everything is successfully loaded. And first of all, I want to change that our this part I have already discussed about that things with you in our home page. I have already used this one, right? So that is the things I have already make it as a dynamic. So I want to only load these things, and that means load this our page. Here if you want to do this work in our list of blog, I want to go to that our footer area, that means this one, right? That is actually one of the section. This section will be not needed. Here I want to remove it, and in particular that positions I want to include our app. So that will be include will be our home, and then the home layout, and that is actually our app. Remember, here I want to load it, and that is our asset, one of the image. I want to simply support it. That will be as an asset font int slash our SVG. I cut it, and here I want to paste it. Now this part is dynamic. Click as a save all, and now if you go to that our blog list page, and that means here I want to refresh it. Now this should be updated. You can see that is successfully updated, and also that is our SVG is visible, which is fine. And then I want to update our another part, that will be that is the category. So this category I want to visible it. Okay, here if you want to visible it, what exactly you have to do, I want to go to that our font int, that is a font int controller, and now that is a block controller will be not needed. Okay, here also header will be not needed. I want to better close it. And now in here I want to actually take that our category. Remember, that is actually a block category that I have already done it before. Like if you go to that our block controller, into this block controller, if you go to that page, you can see that is the actually block from to the block category. I will actually get all the data. So I simply take it, and also you have to support our block category in here. If you go to that our top, that is also another model. We have to support it. I copy and paste it, and here that will be as a block category. Great. So here I want to simply support this our block category, and also I want to support that our blog, that will be also needed. That is our another name as a blog post. Okay, so also I want to support that our model name, block category model, and also the blog post model. So now here we can able to access it. That is our blog category. I get all that our latest blog category data, and that is the data I want to pass it in our list page. If you want to pass it, we have to pass it with the compact method. With this compact, that will be as a block cat. Now that is a block cat. With this we can actually display this our data. If you go to that our list blog, into the list blog, if you find out it, like some of the things will be not needed, like there is a tag. I don't need this. I want to make it as a clean. Okay, so that is actually one of the post. That is actually our tag dev. If you select this dev, that is a dev is started, dev is ended. I want to simply remove this dev from here. And now that is actually maybe recent post. I will also make it as a dynamic, and that is actually our categories. So you can see that is actually our categories. So now I only want to take one li, and rest of all that li static data I want to remove it. And in particular that positions I want to simply load that our for each. That will be the for each is started, for each is ended, and here I have already get this data by the name as a block cat. So now here I want to use it as a by the name as a block cat, and for each will be after that our li. I simply end it. That will be as I name it as a blog. Okay, now with this blog I want to display that our name will be I want to display with this blog. I want to display our blog category name as a category underscore name. Now our dynamic category name that should be display. And here also you have to pass that our href link later. Now I want to first of all check it. If you click as a save all, and now if you go, I want to refresh it. I want to refresh this page. You can see right now they have the 4 our category, and that is the 4 category is successfully visible. and that is our recent post. Perfect. So now I want to also visible that count how many posts I have actually added for a specific this category. If you also want to visible it, in that case we have to create another relationship. Better I want to go to that our block category model. Here we have to go to that our category, that is a model, and that is actually our block category model. So into this block category model area, I want to create another new function, and I just name that function as a post, and this post will be returned this our has many one of the relationship. Before in our blog post, I have created as a belongs to one of the relationship with our blog category, and now here I am actually using in our blog category that will be one of the function as a post function that will be returned this has many with our blog post table, and into this blog post table our field name that will be as a blog category ID. So that is the name I have actually defined it with the post. Okay, so here that will be our relationship. Make that sure you update this relationship, and now throughout this relationship I want to pass that our count function. So I want to go back to that our Frontend controller here before I get that our latest all the data. So now here only I want to pass another with count. With count will be our, that is the posts that I have already created that relationship. Here I have already created the relationship or relationship name as a post. So now that is the post, I simply pass it with the count. Okay, so with this count method I pass this our post, and then I get this data. So that is the block post. I simply pass it as a block cat in our list block. So that is our list block area. Here I have already loaded this our for each. Now that is actually our things we have to update. Now that will be here, we have to make it our block. So now throughout this block we have to pass it our post count. Okay, so now that is the specific this block category related how many posts there have, that should be display this count. If you now click as a save all, and now I want to check it here. If you go to that our page, I want to refresh it. Okay, I want to refresh this page, and now yes, you can see it's now successfully display our appropriate data. If you go to that our dashboard, and you can see into the technology they have the 2 posts, and development they have the 1 post, and it's also successfully display this count. Right now we don't need it. It's successfully display this count. Into the technology they have the 2, and also for the development they have the 1. Perfect, right? And better I want to use it onto the one of the fast bracket. So here then that will be actually much better. I want to use it. It started from here, and I want to end it. Okay, now click as a save all, and now if you refresh it, now that should be like that, which is really great. I hope friend you like it very much. Right here we successfully make these things, our total things is totally dynamic, which is fine. And now I want to display our that is all that information. So if you want to display it, in that case we have to go to that page, and in here only I want to take one, because that is the same layout is repeated. I only want to take one design. Our common part we have to find out it. I want to go back to that our top, and into this top area here if you go, that is actually one of the dev is started, dev is ended, one of the name, and then the read more, that is one of the short description, continue button, and that is actually ended. Okay, so here if you select this dev, and this dev is started from here, you can see that is actually our common dev, right? So that is a common dev as a fed up as a one of the block arm. If you select this dev is started, dev is ended, and there is also another one. So common one I have actually find out it. Now I want to minimize it. That is started, that is ended, there is also another one is started, and that is ended. Okay, so right now both of these I want to remove it, and now if you click as a save all, now that should be display only one. If you refresh it, yeah, now you can see that is successfully display only one. So here now we can actually visible all that our information. So here I want to do in particular that area, I want to run one of the for each loop. So that will be as a for each is started. I want to end this for each after that dev, and after this dev I want to end it. Okay, great. So now better I want to take it a little bit left side. I just take it a little bit left side. That is our for each will be started, and that is ended. Perfect. So now here I have already get all the data in our Frontend. I have already passed it that is our blog list. Now we have to also simply get that our blog post data. So I want to take another variable as a post, and post will be here from to this our table name as a blog post. I want to copy it, and now that is our blog post related all that latest data. Okay, I want to make it as a latest data, and also I want to put some of the limit. If you want, actually you can put that limit. With this limit I want to get this data. Okay, so I simply get it. So it should be get it like as a 5 post is in here. Now that should be get all the data. I take the things with this variable here. Also I want to pass it. I want to pass it in our post by the post in our list blog page. So now we have to simply load these things in our list blog. I want to go to that our list blog, and in here in our for each I want to simply take that our post as item. Okay, I name it as an item. So now with this item, first of all I want to display our blog post images. Sorry, images will be which one? Images will be the asset, and then that will be with our item I want to display our field name as an image. Now that should be display the image. Okay, and there is some of the date SVG, clock SVG. Clock will be, this will be not needed. I want to remove it because I didn't actually add any type of functionality for this. Only now that will be our font tint. I want to update this our font tint SVG. Here I want to simply support it. I cart it, and then here after that font tint I want to paste it. Great, and that will be actually date, and this date actually we can able to access it as per our database. Here if you go to our blog post, that is actually our created at one of the field. So this field data when is inserted into this database, that is inserted into different way, but here I want to format it. So if you want to format it, that will be here I want to simply update. Okay, I'm to update with our item. Okay, with this item, first of all I want to access that our field name as a created underscore at, and then I want to call that another format method as a format method, and I want to format it by the month, by the date, and by the year. Okay, so that is actually one of the format I want to use it. So now that's all. If you click as a save all, and now I want to check it first. Here if you go to that our page and now click as a refresh, now that should be display 3. Yeah, image is visible, and you can see date is successfully visible as April 08 2005, and there is a 2 and there is a 3. Perfect. That is all that our dynamic data is visible. So now I want to update that our title and description. Here I want to update it, so that will be our title. Here I remove it, and that will be the same with our post. Okay, that will be as a post. I want to make it with the item. With this item, that is our field name. Our database field name for the blog post is post underscore title. So I want to use it as a post underscore title. Okay, and then that should be our description. So here I want to use it. That will be our description. I make it as a our description name as a long description, right? So that will be as a long, okay, long long underscore, and then the DESC description, and that should be not display any HTML tag. Here I want to make it as a HTML. I want to remove it. Okay, and also here we have to actually put some of the limit. So if you want to put that limit, what exactly we have to do, I have already done this type of one of the job before. Here if you go to that our any type of page, like if you go to that our admin, okay, into this admin backend, if you go to that our blog, that is a blog post area, I have already done it. If you go to that our post, all post, and that is our STL limit, you can see. So these things I want to use it. I copy it, and now into this page area here I want to paste it. Okay, so now STL limit will be our, that is item. With this item I want to access that our long description. That is the same field or field name as a description CP. Okay, so I want to actually use this one, which is the same variable. We don't need to change anything. So now that will be fine. Okay, with this item, that is a long description, 50 character, that should be display, or 100. I want to better make it as a 100 character, that should be display. Now if you click as a save all, and now if you go, now our title and description also, that should be dynamic. If you refresh it, perfect. And you can also use it as a 200. Okay, I want to better make it as a 200 character. Click as a save all, and now if you go, I want to refresh it. Now that should be 200 character. It's getting Also another issue, like I want to check it where exactly the issue. P tag is ended, which is fine, but I want to use it as a 180. Okay, 180. Then what exactly that should be displayed? Click as a save all, and now I want to refresh it again. Okay, I want to refresh it. It's much better, right? So now you can see that is our block list. All that our blog is a one block. Our calendar icon is visible. Date is appropriate. Our title is updated. Short description is visible. There is another post that is successfully visible. There is another post that is successfully visible. Great. So now we have to create that our details page. So two things we have to done. One is the from here when you click it, a specific this category related blog post that should be displayed, rather than when you click it in here, that should be returned direct to our another details page. And if you go to our Frontend theme, into the Frontend, there is also another design for the blog details, right? So you can see that will be actually our blog details page. So in our next video, I will execute that is the blog details page. So how to do this work in our next video, that will be very clear to you. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video, we successfully load that our blog list page. Now all that our blog is successfully loaded, and also they have the three posts, all the data is successfully loaded. That is a category is loaded, and this category related how many blog post is that, this count is also successfully loaded. So how to do this work, I hope the concept is very clear. Now also there is another part as a recent post. Before creating that our details page, I also want to make these things that should be as a dynamic. Let's do that work. For doing this, the process will be very simple. First of all, I want to get that our recent all that post. I want to go back to that our controller. For here I have already get all that our category data, all that our blog post data. So now that process will be actually the same. Here I only want to simply get another variable. I just name it as a blog. Okay, I name it as a blog post. Now this type of one of the variable, and then that will be the same. Here I want to put some of the limit that will be get that latest 3 of this data. Okay, so that is the latest 3 of this data that will be get it. I take the things with this variable, and here I want to also pass it this variable name as a blog post. Great. Now you can use it as a blog post, or rather than if you want to make it as a recent post, that is totally fine. But I want to use it as a recent post, then that will be actually easy for remember. I make it as a recent post. Okay, and now that is a variable. I want to pass it by the name as a recent post. So now we have to simple load another for each loop in our list blog page. I want to go to our list blog page, and here that is actually our common recent. Here if you go, you can see there is a recent post. So into the recent post, we have to find out the common part, like that is actually one of the ahref is started, ahref is ended, and you can see that is actually the common one of the part. So that is a common part. That is also another one is static data. I want to remove it. That is also another one, selected, ended. I want to remove it. Okay, so that means here in particular that positions, now we have to load that our for each loop. Now better I want to load it. Okay, here I want to use it on the for each is started, and here I take all that our variable name by the name as a recent post. I just make it as recent. Okay, recent. Now this type of one of the name, and also want to end it. I want to end this one, that is started, that is ended, or end this for each. Great. So now same logic we have to update. Now that will be our src image. I want to visible it here. That will be with our recent. First of all, that will be actually asset, right? But I want to use it as an asset, and then with the recent, I want to display that our field name as the image. Now that should be fine. And that have one of the icon, I want to visible it, like that will be actually our Frontend icon. I copy it. Now that will be here. I want to update that icon. That will be the same. I click as a cart it, and I paste it. And date format, before I have already done it. Here if you go, you can also copy it, like I want to get it by that is actually over the formatted time. So now I want to simply copy it, and now here I want to update. Okay, I want to update this date time, so I simply paste it. Now that will be with our recent. We have to access that our created at, and then also another field here we have to update. That will be our post title. So I want to update that will be here as a post title. Okay, so here I paste it. Our database field name, our field name here as a post underscore title. I want to use it as a post. Okay, post underscore title. That's all you have to do. Now click as a save all, and now if you go, now that should be also dynamic. If you refresh it, perfect. But here actually the issue is that for this one there is another image I want to set that our image src, there is actually alter tag here by default. Actually they have one of the image, and that is actually the image, right? Image actually post thumb, and I want to use some of the style in here. I make it as a style. Okay, style, and style I want to make it as a wide. Okay, wide I want to use it as a 20 or 25 pixel, and then I want to use another one as a height I want to make it as a 25 pixel. Okay, so now let's check this out, and now click as a save all, and now if you refresh it, now that is display. That things like that way better. I want to make it little bit big size, as not the 25 here. I want to better make it as a 50 or 60 by 60. Okay, I make it as a 60 by 60. That is a pixel. I want to simply take it. If you don't click as a save all, now that should be another. It's much better. Or rather than you can also increase it. I want to better make it as a 100. Let's check this out with the 100. What type of things that is actually look like. Click as a save all. And now if you go refresh it, okay, I want to refresh this part. Now it's much better, right? So right now that is successfully visible. Our recent post, images visible, date is visible, and title is visible. Great. So now friend, our next job will be here. I want to do, when you click it in here, that should be returned direct to that our details page. That means here we have to now create another new route. Let's create this route here. If you want to create this route, I want to go back to that our list page. Like first of all, I want to put this link in our main area. That is our recent post. All the data I have actually take it, and in here that have one of the image, and also there is one of the href. Into this href area, they have actually one of the our the total date SVG, and then that is actually our title, right? So into this title area, I want to put this one of the new route. So before always I have used that as a route. Now I want to use another one that will be like as a URL. Okay, so that will be the URL. So URL and then the route, they have simply different. When you call any route, that is actually our route name. But when you use it as a URL, then that will be our URL. Okay, so that is the only simple difference between both of these. Now I'm using that other URL, and our URL I want to name it like as a blog / details. Okay, DTA. Details, DETAILS. I just name it as a blog details, and then slash I want to use it our Slack. Remember, if for every post I have already assigned one of the post Slack, so that is the Slack I want to pass it. Then this will be very SEO friendly. Okay, here then that will be actually very SEO friendly. One of the URL that will be generated. So I want to pass it out. That is the post Slack. So now that is our details, and here after that, okay, here after that we have to pass it our instance, and then with this item I want to pass it our field name as a post Slack. So I pass it as a post underscore Slack, SLUZ. Make sure spelling correct, POST, and then underscore Slack. Okay, here I simply pass it out post Slack. Now that will be actually one of the URL will be generated as a blog details, and then into this blog details area I pass that out with the item our post Slack, which is really great. Okay, now we have to create this one. So here if you go to the web.php, I want to better copy it and I paste it. So right now they have the no route name, so we don't need any route name, only our URL will be the same. So here I want to use that our URL will be blog post the details, and then that will be our Slack. I want to update it as a blog details / then that will be our Slack. Okay, I name it as a Slack. Great. So now into this our Frontend, I want to do in our Frontend controller, I want to create the new method that will be like as a blog details. Okay, details. Now this type of one of the details, details, that is a blog details. Now this type of one of the method I want to create in our Frontend controller. So now I want to go to that our Frontend controller, and in here after that I want to create on the new page, that means new function that will be the public, and then the function, our method name will be as a blog details. Here I simply loaded this our blog details. Great. So now here we have to receive that our Slack, right? That is actually our Slack. Here I want to receive it. I simply receive that our Slack, and this requested Slack means here if you now click as a save all, and now if you make it as a PHP Artisan optimize is running successful. If you now go to that our page, and in here if you now refresh it, now what type of details page that will be generated? If you put your cursor, you can see it's now suggested as a blog details slash, and then that will be our Slack. And if you go here, that is also the blog details, and that is the Slack, right? So now here I simply pass that our Slack. Now that is a specific this Slack related data we have to get it, a specific one data we have to get it, right? So if you want to get this one data, in that case here we have to do like, first of all I want to take one of the variable like as a blog. I just name it as a blog, and blog related. Now I want to get this data from our blog post, so that is a blog post, and in here now I want to put one of the condition as a where condition. So where condition will be very simple. In our blog post table, into this blog post table, that is our blog post, and that is actually our post Slack. Okay, so that is actually our post Slack. When that will be matched with our requested post Slack, that means here when you put your cursor, you can see it's also passed that our Slack. So I want to use this type of one of the functionality. So that will be as a post underscore Slack, where in our blog post table field name as a post underscore Slack, when that will be matched with our, that is the requested Slack. When both of these will be match, here I want to do and that will be match with our Slack, then that will be get that our fast data. So here before I have used it as all data. So when you call it as a fast, then only it should be get that when like as a, if you requested as a post as a Slack, when this will be actually match, then a specific fast by the fast data, it should be only get that our specific this row data, row table total data that will be get. So here individual one data if you want to get it, that will be actually our fast method. Great. And then I want to simply return one of the view page, because here there is the data. Now I want to visible it. So that is a return one of the view page, and view will be the same page in our home. Into this home I have already created one of the new page as a blog, and into this blog area I want to now create another new page that will be like as a blog details page. Okay, I make it as a blog 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 underscore details, details details. Now this type of one of the page I want to create, and in here I want to pass that our compacted data. I pass that our compacted data here a specific our blog related details, a specific row ID data. I have actually take it individual data. Here I simply pass it. Great. And also here we have to display that our, if you go to that our details page, if you go to that our single details page, you can see our category also that will be needed, and our recent post also that will be needed. So that will be, both of this will be same. So that is the reasons here I want to pass it, which I have already passed it in our blog list page, our blog category. I want to take it, I want to copy it, and here I paste it, and recent post data also I want to take it, and here I want to pass it. Okay, here make that should be the semicolon, and now also there is two of these variable data I want to pass it in here. That will be our blog category, and also that will be our recent. Okay, that will be the recent post. That's all. So now we have to create this page, our blog and blog details. I want to go back to that page in our home. In our home, that is our blog folder. Into this blog folder, now I want to create on the new page as a blog details. That will be the blog details.blade.php, and that is the list page. Here I want to simply first of all load that our master. I copy it, and in here I paste it, and that will be our and section. So I make it as a and section, right? So now that should be display our blog details. I want to click as a save all, and then I'll post that will be not needed. Here I want to run that our PHP artisan optimize, running successful. And now if you go to that our page, if you refresh it, and now if you click it in here, that is appropriate URL as a blog details, and that is actually our Slack. And now that is successfully loaded our header, footer, CSS, JSS, right? So now that is everything is working. Now we have to load that that is the blog details blog. Okay, that means a single blog details page, everything from after that our header, and before this our footer. I want to take everything. So then I will which things will be needed, I want to take it, rest of everything I will remove it. Okay, how to do this work in our next video, I will show you that things with the live example. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video, we successfully created that our blog details page. Here we successfully loaded. Now in particular that area, I want to load that our theme in our Frontend theme, that is our blog details one of the page. Now I want to load it. So first of all, I want to copy everything from here. Like that is actually our single blog.html. I want to go back to that our Frontend, that is a theme, and that have one of the page as a single blog. I want to simply take it. You can see that is a single blog.html. I want to open it in my sublink text editor. Here I simply open it, and as you already know what exactly you have to do, we don't need any script here. We don't need that our header part. I want to minimize this header, and after that header and before this our footer, I want to take everything. Okay, so now I want to first of all better minimize all. So that is I minimize all, and that is actually our footer. Great. So now that is actually our header is ended, and that is our footer is started. So if particular this area I want to take all the data, I copy it. And now I want to simply go to that our page that is a blog details. Here I want to paste it. So there are so many things one by one. Now I will update it, and first things that I have noticed, that is actually one of the section, and this section area, remember, that is one of the section means here if you go our page, and that is actually one of the section as a app section, which I have already created another separated page. So now simple I want to input it, and that is actually our section. I want to simply remove it, and in particular that area I want to include, and remember that will be in our home and home layout, and that is actually our app page, right? So now that is a app page. I want to load it, and also that I have one of the image. I want to simply update that image with the Frontend. I copy it. Now that will be our Frontend image. I want to use that as busy. I simply cart it, and here I paste it. So now that's fine. If you now click as a save all, and if you now go to that our page, I want to refresh it. Now everything that should be loaded. Yeah, perfect. There's a blog details is loaded, and one of the icon is missing, but rest of everything is loaded successfully. So right now from here, and you can see this part is also now dynamic, which I have already loaded, and our image is visible. So now first of all, that is actually check out related article news. I don't need this. I want to better make it as a very clean, because that is our one of the basic project. Here I don't want to show any related type of post. So I want to first of all find out it, like here that is actually which page, that is actually check the related article news, right? Here if you go, that is a check the related article news, which is fine. So I want to do that one of the div. I want to minimize this div, and if you select it, this div is started, this div is ended, which is fine. And also there is another one, if you select it, there is a div is started and div is ended. Okay, so now that is our two of this. Always remember div by div, always try to remove it, then that will be actually easy for you. So I select it, I remove it, and I select it, I remove it. Okay, now that should be gone. If you click as a save all, and now if you refresh it, now that should be clean. That is successfully clean. And now after that, that is our comment functionality. So here also I don't need this. I want to remove this our comment functionality. Here if you go to that our top, that is actually our tag, and they have one of the recent post. So recent post will be needed, and tag will be not needed. I want to remove this tag. If you select this div, and if you select this one, that is started, that is ended, I want to remove this tag functionality. And then that is our recent post will be needed, and that is our category will be needed. I will also make it as a updated. And now I want to actually find out our comment. You can see that is actually our comment email. Here if you go, multiple data is in here, right? So that is actually, I want to make it as a very clean, and that is a share software and the tags. Okay, so that is a clear share link. If you select this dev and minimize this dev is started, dev is ended, and you can see that is our tag share social. So if you select it, started, ended, I want to remove it. And then that is our comment. If you select this dev, I don't want to show any comment dev. If you minimize it, started, ended, always dev by dev, try to remove it, then that will be actually easy. Your layout will be not break down. And there is a leave a comment, we don't need it. If you select it, that is started, that is ended, and now I want to also remove it. Okay, and now let's check this out. If you click as a save all, and now if you go and to refresh this details page right now, perfect. So now only that is actually things. Okay, so now you can see it's become very clean. So now I have already updated this part, that is dynamic right now. Now I want to visible, that is first of all our blog post name in here, that should be display in particular that position. So if you want to do this work, I want to go to that our page, that is actually started from here, right? So first of all, that is our icon. I want to update, that will be as a Frontend. I want to update this icon, and that will be as a asset images SVG. I cut it and I paste it. So that will be the fine, and the blog details. You can also use it as a blog details or your post name. Post name, now I have already get that our specific first row ID data, right? Which our slag is that. That means here when that will be matched with, or that is a requested ID, that means requested slag, that will be matched with our post table slag. When both of this will be matched, that should be get our specific this row ID related total data. So every data I have already get it by the variable as a blog, and that is the blog I have already passed it in our blog details page. Now into this area, I want to show that our dynamic route, that means dynamic title. So that will be the blog, and I want to display our post underscore title. TITLE, right? So that is our database field name as a post title. So now this blog post title, that should be display, and that should be also display our blog title. Now if you click as a save all, and now if you go, now that should be display a blog title, refresh it. Now let's check this out, what type of things that is displayed. It is getting off the error as an attempt to read property and post title on slag. That means on null. Here it's not getting that our post title. Why? If you go to that our blog details, I have already get it by the name as a post slag, that should be matched with our slag, right? Here if you go to that our slag, I want to check it here into this our post slag here. That is actually one of the questions mark, right? Maybe that is actually the issues, that it's not getting that things perfect way into the questions mark. I want to go to that our backend, and here I want to edit it. I want to edit it like that way. Here I want to remove this our questions mark, and I want to update it. Now that is successfully updated. Here if you go back to this our blog page, I want to refresh it. Now they have the no questions, click it in here. You can see that is actually the questions mark, what is the issue. But now that is successfully visible, and that is our title and home, and our title is visible. Great. So now it's fine. You can also use it like that. Will be actually not locative. Here I want to better make it here. If you go to that our blog details page, here I want to use it on the static one, like as a details page. Okay, make it as a details page. So I name it as a details page. Now that will be fine. Click as a save all, and now if you refresh it, now that should be as a details page. Perfect. So here everything is fine. Now we have to update that that is actually that time. Here I want to update it. Here if you go, now first of all, that is one of the images. I want to update that image. That will be as a Frontend. Here I want to use it. Okay, I want to use it. That will be as an asset. Everything I want to cut it and I paste it. So our time format will be just like that same. Here one of the name I want to better also again I want to take it our Frontend, and then that will be one of the SVG. I want to simply cut it, and then I want to paste it. That is a minute time, that will be not needed. Here I want to remove it, and this date format I have already done it in our list block page. So from the list block page we can copy it, and that is actually our formatted time. I copy it. Now here I want to paste it. Okay, so now only our variable name that should be changed. Now we are getting everything by the name as a blog. Now that should be obviously as a blog. Okay, so now with this blog we can able to access that our specific this row data created at, and now that should be updated. That should be display with our blog. Again, our post title, you can also copy it, like that will be our blog and post title. Okay, I copy it. Now in particular that positions I want to visible, that is actually our title. I want to paste it, and now that will be our another one here, that will be descriptions. I want to remove everything from here. Okay, I want to remove the so many data. I want to actually remove all. Okay, so that is everything I want to remove it. So in particular that area, that should be display our field name. Our field name I have already defined it. If you go by the name as a long description, if you go to the structure, that is our long description. I copy it, and that will be the long description. So I don't want to display any type of our HTML tag, so that will be started with the exclamator, double exclamator, and that will be ended with the double exclamator. Okay, so now our details that should be also display. And tag, I didn't load this tag, so here also I don't need this. I want to better make it as a clean. Dev by dev I want to remove it. Okay, so I simply remove it. So now that is fine here. Now that should be display every data. If you now click as a save all, and now if you go our page, refresh it, now that should be display that our image, and then image I didn't update. So then now that is display our time, title, and descriptions. And into the descriptions area I have already make it some of the things as a bold, and now that is fine, because that is actually our editor is very interactive, one of the editor, right? Throughout this you can actually do multiple job. So now that is fine. And also I want to update that our feature image will be like here, that is actually maybe our, that is the main feature image. Okay, so now that should be not like it. Here with this blog I want to display. So with this blog I want to display that our image field name as the image. Here I want to simply update that as the image. Now click as a save all. Now that should be updated, that our specific this post related image. Perfect. Now that is fine. Details page, if you now go to that our back page again, now that is another one, click it, that is successfully redirected to our details page with the images and post, everything is visible, right? That blog details page is visible. And then our, that is a category, and then recent post. Here I have already done it in our blog list page. From to the blog list I want to actually copy it, because here I have also passed that same variable. Here if you go in our blog details page, I have also get that our blog category with the page name, with the account and recent post, right? In our blog list page I have also done the same things. Now better I want to copy it from to this our list blog page, where exactly I have display that our you can see that is actually our categories. I want to better copy this total for each. I copy it, and now in our blog details page I want to make it here. So that is actually our one of the UL. I want to simply load this our UL, and here I want to paste it. Now that is the same variable name. So if you use that different type of variable, here you have to change it, because here I have also passed it with the same variable as a blog cat in our blog details. So now that is on our blog details, that should be display. Perfect. And recent post also I want to take it from to the list block. That is a recent post, same layout. Better I want to copy this total for each for our one arif. I copy it, and now into this our details. Here again I want to simply select one, and rest of everything I want to remove it. There is a 1 2. Okay, so now there is a 2 I want to remove, and that is the one here I want to update. So there is a href, I want to paste it. So rest of everything will be same. Here also I pass that variable name as a recent post in our blog details. Now that should be also dynamic. Okay, now let's check this out. Click as a save all. And now if you refresh it, now perfect. Now that is our dynamic one, right? So that now right now there is a technology, there is a 2 post, development they have the 1 post, recent post is successfully visible, our page details is successfully displayed. So how can load some of the page details throughout that Slack? If you want to pass it throughout this ID, you can also able to pass it. Process will be just like that same. Okay, here actually that is the very interactive things. Here we successfully done it. I hope you like it very much. So in our next video, I will create another page that will be when you click it into this our technology related. If there have any post, that should be load this our category related all that post. Okay, how to do this work in our next video, I will show you that things with a live example. So thanks for watching and I will see you in the next video. Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video, we successfully complete our details page, that means our blog details page. I hope you like it very much. Everything is worked successfully. Now friend, in this video, I want to work for our category page. That means here into this particular that category, they have the two posts which I have already done it before, and that is our development category. They have the one post. So I want to do when I click it in particular this category, then that should be return redirect to our another page, another list page that will be return redirect, and then here that should be display our this category related all that our list page. So now let's do that work. For doing this, I want to go back to our blog details page. So I want to implement it in our blog details page. Here we have to also update it in our list page. Like first of all, I want to go to that is our blog. So into this blog area, now I want to create another new URL. Okay, here I want to define it as a URL. And URL I want to name it like as a blog. Okay, that will be as a blog, and then the cat, and then that will be as a list. Okay, so that will be as a blog cat list or blog category, whatever you choose. Now I want to name it as a blog category. Okay, this type of one of the URL. And before I have used it as a Slack, and for the blog, if you noticed, I have also created as a Slack. So you can also implement it with the Slack. But now I will also share that things with you how can get this data by the ID. So here if you want to get this data by the ID, then simply I have already get all that our blog category data. And now here after that, okay, after that category slash, here we have to instance it with our category blog. I want to access that our blog ID. Great. So that's all we have to do. Now we have to create this URL as a blog category, and then that will be one of the blog category ID. Here I want to go back to that our web.php. In here I want to create another new route. I simply paste it. So now that will be the name as a blog cat ID, and that means here I want to first of all copy it as a blog category and then ID. Okay, so I want to use it as a blog category. Before I have used it as a Slack, now I want to use it as a ID. And now in our Frontend controller, I want to create another new method as a blog category. Okay, so blog category. This type of one of the new route, that means method we have to create. I want to create this method in our Frontend controller. I want to go to that our Frontend controller. Here after that, I want to create another new method that will be as a public, and then the function and method name will be as a blog category. And here that should be also one of the ID. So that is actually our ID. I want to take it. That will be as an ID. Okay, so that is actually our blog category ID. So here, first of all, we have to get this data. So I take one of the variable like as a blog. Okay, that was a blog. So actually that will be same that I have actually done it before. So now that will be, I want to better copy it. Okay, copy that same things that I have done it for the blog details. Here I want to paste it. Okay. And also view return page, you can also copy it, but I want to take everything from here. Now I want to update, like first of all I want to take one of the blog, found to this blog post where now we have to access our data by the category wise, right? That means if you go to our blog post and into this blog post table, that is actually field name as a blog cat underscore ID, right? So now I want to make it as a blog, that will be as a blog cat underscore ID. Make that sure spelling is correct because that is very important. So there is a blog cat underscore ID. So this should be matched with that is the blog category ID, right? So that is the ID I have already created. So that is actually our ID. When both of these will be matched, then I want to get all data. So that means this category related all data. So that will be actually get type, and I want to get this data. And also here I want to get that our block category related name. That means which category is that. If you also want to visible this name, you can also visible it. Better I take another variable. I just name it as a category. Okay, category name. I just name it as a category name, and category name will be, if you want to find out it, we have to find out it in our block category, and into this block category table I want to put one of the condition as a where our block category table, if you go, that is a block category table, that is actually our block category ID, when that will be matched with our block category, this requested ID. Okay, that means here our ID will be matched with our, that is the requested category ID, right? Which requested category ID is that? When both of this will be matched, then I want to get that our first data. Okay, that means first data I want to simply take it, and rest of everything will be same. Our block category, that will be the same, recent post, that will be the same. Now I want to return and view one of the page as a block category, and this type of one of the page I want to create. And in here, before I pass every data, and now also I want to pass another variable that will be for the category name. That's all you have to do. Great. So now I want to simply create this page as a block category. I want to go to our block. So in our that is in our Frontend, and in our home, that is our block folder. Here I want to now create another new page that will be as a block category .blade.php. And this page will be just like that our list page. From to the list page I want to copy everything, and now in our block category area I want to paste it. Okay, so that will be just like that same, only now here I want to display like as our category name. So here if you want to display this our category name, what exactly we have to do? First of all, here if you go, I have already get it our category name data from to this our block category. So now that will be here, I want to update it, that will be the name as a category name. Okay, that will be the category name, and now with this category name I want to display our block category table field name as a category underscore name. So I name it as a category, okay, underscore name. So now that should be display our which block category is that should be displayed this our block category name. That's really great. And then again if you go, that is our post data. So here if you go, I have also take all the data by the which name or post data. I have take it from to this by the name as a blog, right? So right now here I get it by the name as a blog, so I copy it, and now I want to go back to that our blog category. Here I want to change that variable name only as a blog, and with this blog rest of our item created time that should be display. Okay, and then with this will be display, everything will be, rest of everything will be same. Here we don't need to change anything. And then here that is our category, that a category will be also the same, because here I have used the same variable name as a block category, and recent post, that means block category, that should be display our block category, that should be display our recent. That means everything should be fine. Now let's check this out. Click as a save all, and remember I have actually created this link only in our blog details page. Here you can actually update this link in our every places, but first of all I want to check it. Here I want to run that our PHP artisan optimize, running successful. And now if you go to that our details page, like I want to refresh it, and if you put your cursor, you can see that is successfully display our block category as a 3. Now if you click it, that is return redirect to our block category 3, and you can see our category name is successfully visible as a technology, and this technology area they have the 2 posts, and 2 posts is successfully visible. Okay, great. And if you go to back in details page, if you go to the development, now that is successfully displayed as a development, and into this development area they have the 1 post, and that is the 1 post is successfully visible. How to do this work, friend? I hope the concept is very clear to you. So now again I want to actually update these informations in our every pages, and like that is actually the things I have only used it into this our blog details page. Now here we have to use it also in our block category related. Here if you go, I want to update this route. Okay, that will be this one, and also in our list page I want to update it into the list page. I want to update this all list. Great. And also here in our list page I have already put this our link that will be the blog details URL. So now you can also able to use it in our every pages into this our blog category, into this blog category. Here if you go, that is the same name, that means that should be also work fine. So friend, that's all here we have to do. I hope the concept is very clear to you. Here now we are successfully able to complete that our blog page. All that our blog page is visible. If you go to that our blog details page, our blog details page is also successfully loaded with our all that information. If you go to that our category page, and this category related our blog is successfully visible, and also if you go to that our details page, that is successfully loaded. Everything work very smoothly. How you can do this work in Laravel, how can create some of the details page throughout this ID, how can create the details page throughout that Slack. I hope every concept is very clear to you. That's how Laravel actually work. So next video I want to complete that our another rest of part that will be the contact. So as I told you, blog and portfolio will be just like that same. Here I show you, like if you go to that any kinds of portfolio, and you can see there is a clear portfolio page, and when you click it, then that will be returned direct to the portfolio details page. Same concept, only that should be multiple field. Here you have to add it. That's all you have to do. Okay. So now that will be your task, but next video I will call that our contact us page. I want to load this contact us page, and in here that have also one of the form, like that is our first form. So from here any user can able to send some of the messages, and these messages that should be stored into this our database. Another table I will actually create it for this. How can do this work from the next video? I will show you that things with a live example. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.